All right. So, I already made the video on limitations and the video on outcomes. Covering the soils, the footpath, and the rocky soil. But so now I have to get to the thorns, the weeds. I think that clearly represents, well, Jesus said it represents wealth and pleasures of this world that choke you out, choke out your faith, the worries. And I just got a lesson in that. Being distracted by, not distracted, but well, you could look at it that way. In essence, I wasn't distracted. I spent 5 days with my kids. They had a school vacation. And I took off from work and was completely focused on them pretty much. Didn't really let anything distract me, now that I think about it. So yeah, I guess in a way I wasn't distracted by them. But sometimes I feel that way because, I'm trying to get this course done, and I guess, I don't know, maybe that's not what's most important. Just people, who are right there, the person right in front of you. That's who God wants you to love. And I'm thinking about all the people online who, I could maybe be helping, or who might come across these videos, or course that I'm trying to make and hopefully will make. But I think that actually is love the one right in front of you, and you'll be okay. You're doing all right. Who am I talking to? Who am I interacting with? Who am I? Whatever. I'm probably overtired. I haven't gotten great sleep the last 5 days. So, whenever I'm tired, I get real relaxed. And now I get to go in and massage a bunch of people. I'll be alright. And they'll be alright. But love the one right in front of you. That's a good. Who is my neighbor? Who should I love? How should I love? How should I love? Well, share the joy. Share the joy I have God in my life. I should feel joy. I don't always feel joy though, because of the thorns. And that's how that all ties in. Trying to reconcile that, trying to figure out the don't know if it's a trick there or what. I mean, that's the whole course I'm trying to make, really, is how to keep coming back to the center. I mean, what do I do to keep coming back to the center? And it's like, okay, I pray, I read, I fast, I consume less, I spend less. I say no to commitments that might distract me. And I try to do random acts of kindness, the 6 habits. And I find that keeps me coming back. But I still get pulled away for, chunks of time. Big chunks of the day I'm not focused on I don't have a consistent awareness that God is right there. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the. If you ask me, yeah, I know He's here, but He's always at the forefront of my mind. No, I'm thinking about either what I'm doing right then or what I want to be, what I would rather be doing right then. What I got coming up that I have to do. I can see the allure, the pull of the monk's life. But even then, I feel like I might, if you're prone to distraction, if your heart is in a certain place, no matter where you are, you're going to get distracted. You're going to find ways to distract yourself. But it would be easier if I was, everything would be easier if I had the whole world to myself and I was just living alone. But that's not realistic. So in the real world, how do I participate in this world without straying off the path? I believe the 6 habits are, that's what I've found that works for me, keeps me coming back, but ideally I'd rather not be pulled off to begin with. That would be better, like to not even have that whatever in me that allows me to be pulled so that I even have to come back. So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. That's what I'm working toward. To be to have that awareness, I guess, of the things that do pull me off, and then to have that ability to pause myself and say, no, I shouldn't, do them. The self-discipline, basically it's self-discipline. That self-discipline is doing the things that you should do, even though they're not necessarily what you want to do. Self-control is the opposite. Self-control is not doing what you want to do because you know you shouldn't. So it's basically the difference between delayed gratification and instant gratification. That's the difference right there. Can divide everything up into that pretty much. Except to a point. And then there's things that that feel good. So basically, self-control is about feels good versus self-control. Self-discipline is feels good versus does good. So delayed gratification usually doesn't feel good, but does good for you after the fact, like eating healthy. It doesn't taste the best necessarily, and you have to prepare it usually. You have to cook, and then dishes. But it feels good after, and it does good for you in the long run. Whereas, usually things that you shouldn't do but want to do, they feel good. It feels good to do them as you're doing them, or to even start doing them, like taking that first bite of cake or that first sip of soda or whatever you're into, beer. But then you never feel great after you've done it. If I eat that cake, I don't feel better, and I definitely don't feel better in the long run. I'm not glad I did it. Oh man, I'm really glad I ate that cake. I feel so good now. I feel so much better now that I ate that cake. Nobody's ever said that. I'm so glad I, spent 8 hours watching TV. I feel great now. My eyes, my back and my body feels great having sat on a couch for 8 hours. I won't regret that when I'm laying up. So, yeah, that's the thorns right there. That's the feels good versus does good, and having the self-discipline and thinking about after. Okay, how is this going to feel after I've done it? And then just keeping things simple. That's what helps you, because willpower is a finite resource. So that helps too, keeping things real simple. So you don't have to make a lot of decisions. Keeping your diet simple, keeping your shopping list simple. Things like that. Batching your chores, trying to just get as much done in one short block so that you're not being interrupted by laundry and dishes and all kinds of bills. Oh, I gotta pay my bills. Oh yeah, I forgot about that bill. That's due today. Oh, that bill's due in 3 days. I have to, just do it all at once if you can. If you can afford that, if you can. But, alright, well, I hope this finds you. I'm gonna have to talk about this a lot more. I'm working it out for myself too. Alright, God bless.